The day a forbidden tomb tore through his school, rookie tomb raider Linan stepped into a living nightmare. Demons powerful enough to slaughter veteran squads were already waiting, but Linan possessed an impossible advantage. Messages sent from the future. They exposed traps designed to kill him, and revealed paths no other explorer could see. Soon, his cursed blade summoned a giant executioner, while his own blood awakened 4 merciless ghost warriors. With that power, Linan charged an immortal army head-on, only to discover the dragon guarding the real enemy below. Then the future delivered one final warning. Run, because the six-eyed demon king wanted Linan's body for himself. Linan and Lurokshu cautiously enter a forgotten underground tomb, guided only by his flashlight as ancient stonework swallows the pair, until a thick rancid odor warns Linan that something inside is decayed. So he tells Lurokshu to split up and search while the chamber remains quiet, and despite her nerves, she agrees to cover the opposite side, leaving both tomb raiders to inspect separate rows of dusty statues, while nearby stone coffins begin creaking open without either intruder noticing. Linan advances toward the carved monuments, expecting treasure rather than company, but his light lands on a corpse-like guardian standing beside him, and the horrifying discovery instantly freezes him in place. Right as Linan's strange barrage vision activates again, flooding his sight with mocking messages that call this tomb embarrassingly poor, though one comment casually reveals the chamber contains 8 valuable living corpses, making the plain coffin nearby far more dangerous than it first appears. Linan realizes all 8 bodies can awaken, which turns easy looting into a death trap, but Lu Rosho suddenly calls his name before he can warn her, proudly showing off a small golden treasure she has already recovered, while he calculates that the corpses can track their yang energy anywhere they flee, leaving a direct fight as their only realistic way out. So Linan orders her to bag the loot and hand over the Iron Lotus flower. Confused by his urgency, Liu Ruokshu clutches the golden box and demands an explanation, but the nearest coffin starts rattling before Linan can give her one, and cracks race across its lid as the first sealed corpse forces itself awake, sending Linan sprinting toward his partner while he shouts for the Iron Lotus, yet a shriveled hand lashes out and reaches for Lu Ruokshu first, followed by long black claws that seize her shoulder from behind, as a red-eyed corpse tears free of its coffin with murderous hunger. One awakening triggers the others, and undead bodies begin crawling out across the chamber, surrounding the terrified pair before Lu Ruokshu can even pass over their weapon. Though Linan forces a grim smile while she asks how they survived this mess, with all 8 living corpses closing in and leaving them nowhere to retreat. 2 days earlier, however, Linan's life had looked far less supernatural, because this orphan was transported into this world 3 years ago and survived on government aid, while studying desperately for the exam that would license him to explore tombs, since entering university was his only path out of crushing poverty, until a brilliant blue star suddenly appeared outside his apartment window, drawing Linan's attention away from the mountain of exam notes, before the strange light shot directly through the glass, and rushed toward his face too quickly for him to dodge, exploding into a massive blue screen that pinned the stunned student beneath its glow. The radiant object slams into Linan's forehead and knocks him from his chair, scattering his precious tomb encyclopedia across the floor with the rest of his dignity, while cryptic phrases appear inside his glowing eyes and mention a long-awaited new host. Then countless blue comments flood the entire room, judging everything within sight, until the bizarre barrage slowly fades and leaves him wondering about its 10-year history, with no interface or helpful tutorial explaining what just invaded his body. By the following day, Linan reaches the registration room for his explorer qualification, where an instructor directs him toward an aging biometric machine, though Linan freezes when his barrage vision suddenly activates again, earning an angry shout from the examiner and absolutely no patience from the waiting line, because those blue annotations have returned around the equipment, revealing that this supposedly modern machine is decade-old junk with terrible efficiency, information nobody else can see while the other applicants complain about the delay, until the furious examiner threatens to throw Linan out of the exploration program, forcing him to blame his hesitation on a sleepless night and finally cooperate. So he presses his palm against the scanner and completes the required test. The examiner promptly hands over Linan's official Tomb Explorer certificate, then reminds him to collect his complimentary equipment from the Treasure Pavilion, and after 3 difficult years, Linan finally walks out licensed to raid tombs, heading straight toward the Yellow Treasure Pavilion to claim his first useful item. Linan scans his new certificate at the pavilion's sealed entrance, and the enormous doors open despite looking untouched for years, making him wonder when any other beginner last bothered visiting this place, since Yellow is the lowest of 4 treasure tiers, filled mostly with low-rank leftovers. Yet even those cast-offs look priceless to someone starting with absolutely nothing. Linan walks between crowded shelves of weapons and strange ritual tools until the blue glow returns and lets him inspect their hidden properties, exposing a bronze dagger whose spiritual charge is seconds from vanishing, which proves the barrage can reveal weaknesses his instructors never mentioned, while a nearby funeral instrument gets roasted as a useless 300-ton noisemaker, leaving Linan increasingly convinced invisible people are commenting on everything around him. and their references to 10 years ahead reveal that these viewers come from the future, so he decides to exploit their knowledge while pretending he cannot see a thing. Another burst of comments soon draws his attention toward a neglected corner, where a battered umbrella is identified as the valuable King Kong umbrella, whose rumored ability can actually stop time. Hardly standard beginner equipment, while future viewers claim it once saved an explorer from being eaten alive, and although Linan remains skeptical, that promise is far too useful to ignore. So he opens the dusty umbrella on the floor and prepares a simple test, beginning by crumpling a sheet of paper into a compact ball. Linan tosses the paper at the opened King Kong umbrella, and the ball stops dead in midair before touching its canopy, confirming the absurd time-stopping claim was completely real, so Linan happily chooses the shabby umbrella as his first treasure. Back in the classroom, his unusual prize immediately catches someone's attention, especially Liu Ruoshuo, the white-haired classmate seated nearby, who asks whether that bulky object came from the Yellow Treasure Pavilion, then scolds Linan for choosing junk when she could have loaned him something respectable. But her ignorance only convinces him the future comments hold genuine secrets. The instructor slaps his desk and finally brings the noisy room under control, demanding silence before the students begin their first practical expedition, which will send every registered candidate into a tomb the following day, and the entire class eagerly confirms they are ready. Their instructor orders pairs based on complementary treasures rather than friendship, pairing defense tools with offensive weapons so neither explorer enters completely exposed, while Linan notices a large calligraphy brush strapped across Lu Roksho's back, and she turns toward him as the official grouping begins, openly inviting Linan to become her expedition partner, just as the future viewers identify her weapon as the powerful Maliang brush, leaving him impressed by the pairing, though clearly cautious about its unknown drawback. Linan nevertheless declines Liu Rokshu's offer, insisting she has chosen the wrong partner, and her disbelief erupts across the room because apparently rejection was not in the lesson plan, while stunned classmates wonder who could possibly turn down the school's most desired girl, unaware that this impoverished orphan only knows the wealthy heiress because he once saved her. But Liu Roshue grabs his sleeve before he can escape the conversation, producing a scandalous handhold that instantly sends their classmates into hysterics, as she cheerfully declares that his refusal changes nothing and claims him as her partner anyway, leaving Linan speechless against a strategy built from pure stubbornness. On exam night, the new pair joins their class before a field of ancient tomb entrances, where officials claim every zombie has already been removed for student safety, and explain that each team must retrieve 2 treasures before sunrise to pass, then release everyone to choose whichever tomb they want to challenge. Other students crowd around an ornate entrance, expecting expensive relics behind its carvings, but future comments expose the chamber as an empty training tomb created for examinations, reminding Linan that the first real tomb appeared many years earlier and unleashed a catastrophic power that threatened all humanity, before more tombs opened worldwide and released ghouls, vampires, monsters, and worse, forcing brave explorers to break their seals and fight those creatures with recovered treasures, which created the profession of tomb raider and the national system training new recruits, until Liu Roche pulls Linan from the history lesson and orders him to follow her. She leads him toward a quiet side tomb that none of their classmates selected, claiming her influential father secretly had the supposedly safe chamber inspected beforehand. But Linan's eyes flare when the entrance draws fresh future comments, making him ignore Liu Roche while he studies information only he can see, then suddenly abandon her chosen route for a different corridor because future explorers rate that less impressive tomb as surprisingly worthwhile, and the official starting order arrives before Liu Rosho can argue further. So Linan confidently enters his chosen doorway with his baffled partner following. Darkness swallows them the instant they step beyond the stone threshold, revealing a long vaulted passage that stretches deep beneath the exam grounds, while Liu Ruoshu worries they chose unnecessary danger over her family's safer option, until Linan switches on his flashlight and continues without answering her. He admits the barrage is not a controllable system, since its comments ignore every mental command, leaving him dependent on whatever information those future viewers decide to reveal, as the pair cautiously peers through another doorway into a much larger chamber, where Linan counts at least 7 or 8 heavy coffins, then reassures Liu Roksho that the school probably removed and burned every corpse, and she reluctantly accepts his confidence despite the tomb's unsettling atmosphere, while Linan hides the awkward truth that he has never entered this place before. 10 minutes later, a thunderous crash erupts from their tomb beneath the circling night creatures. Outside, exam staff detect an undead alert and quickly identify the responsible team, confirming that Linan and Liu Roksho triggered the emergency, though the lead instructor dismisses the danger because sensors report only 2 zombies, and calmly plays another card while labeling the disturbance a harmless little bomb. Inside, Liu Roshua grips her brush and desperately asks Linan for a plan, because the chamber actually contains 8 awakened corpses already surrounding them, forcing Linan to hold his ground as red-eyed attackers advance. While the future audience mocks his fear and treats the lowest-tier zombies like entertainment, then argues over whether the terrified Lu Roksho needs some heroic rescue, leaving Linan annoyed that none of them are offering immediately useful advice. He finally asks Lu Roksho for the Iron Lotus flower among her supplies, takes the compact metal weapon and orders her to retreat beyond its blast zone, though she protests when she realizes he intends to face the entire horde alone. And Linan confirms that reckless plan with unnerving confidence, betting everything on the strange umbrella's hidden ability. His strategy is to freeze every corpse with the King Kong umbrella before firing the Iron Lotus, but covering the full 6-meter circle will slash the time stop window to 8 seconds, so Linan sets the Lotus weapon down where he can reach it immediately, then charges between the approaching corpses and swings the umbrella fully open, pouring red energy through its canopy until the time field expands across the chamber. Every corpse freezes mid-lunge as the umbrella locks their movements in place, while Linan remains unaffected and counts only 8 seconds to escape the field, so he grabs Lu Rokshu and drags her toward cover before the countdown expires, reaching the Iron Lotus just in time to begin his counterattack. The compact flower unfolds into a mechanical launcher, then sprays a storm of long metal needles across the frozen chamber, each projectile punching straight through an undead target before time resumes, until the entire front rank hangs impaled against the walls, while another volley tears through the remaining corpses with brutal efficiency, dropping every attacker before any of them can complete a single strike. Linan shields Lu Rushu behind a cracked pillar as the last needles ricochet away, then approaches the fallen bodies to confirm his desperate gamble work, despite future viewers mocking the excessive weapon as using a butcher knife on chickens, which makes Linan bristle at their claim that this slaughter should have been effortless. Lu Rokshu catches up and demands to know how he stopped 8 corpses alone, then jokes that her own treasure may still be required whenever his plans fail, though she cannot hide her amazement that his battered umbrella controls time, so Linan dodges the impossible explanation and urges her to search before dawn, leading both explorers toward an ornate coffin left untouched by the battle, where Linan's barrage site suggests the required treasures are waiting inside. Opening the first coffin reveals an ornate hairpin designed to pierce low-rank zombies, but Linan dismisses the ordinary treasure as too limited for serious combat, until Lu Rokshu discovers a concealed stone door across the ruined chamber, and his barrage vision immediately sharpens around the new path, warning that a stronger guardian and the tomb's real treasure wait beyond it, so Linan confidently tells his partner they have found what they actually need. He presses against the carved slab and searches for hidden resistance, while keeping the King Kong umbrella ready in case something attacks through the opening, then leads Lu Ruoxue down a narrow chained passage into the deeper tomb, where the silence would suggest they are temporarily safe. The corridor opens into a grand burial hall dominated by a monstrous throne, and signs of earlier disturbance convince Lu Rokshu that someone raided it before, though both explorers climb toward the chained stone coffins anyway, finding 2 ancient oil lamps positioned as obvious examination prizes, which Linan identifies as the safe treasures planted by their school, while remembering that the future comments promise something far more valuable, hidden inside the massive stone coffin beside those lamps. Linan tells Lu Rokshu to prepare before they disturb the heavy lid, and the two partners brace their hands against the stone on his count, straining together as the sealed coffin stubbornly begins to move. The stone lid finally slides aside beneath their combined effort, but Linan's future vision instantly flashes a warning that something is terribly wrong, so he abandons the opening and yanks Lu Rokshu away from the coffin, while comments speculate that the chamber may contain a rare blood zombie, prompting the pair to sprint for the exit before that stronger corpse awakens. A violent red pulse erupts from the throne behind them, and Linan fully accepts that his unseen commentators truly are viewers from the future, just as the stone doors ahead begin closing without warning, forcing both explorers to race through the narrowing gap before they become trapped. Outside at dawn, officials announce scores for teams returning with their treasures, while exhausted failures learn that one recovered item is not enough to pass, and the examiner notices Linan and Lu Ruoxue still have not returned, though another supervisor dismisses the delay as youthful enthusiasm. Back underground, the sealed route leaves Lu Ruoxue fearing they cannot escape, but Linan calculates their 2 treasures already guarantee 70 points, and realizes every additional zombie will improve their position in the final treasure selection. So instead of merely escaping, he decides to clear the tomb and claim everything inside, then asks Lu Rokshu for her Malyang brush to begin that outrageous plan. She remembers the brush can turn drawings into real objects and proposes creating an exit, allowing Linan to paint a glowing black doorway directly across the sealed stone wall. The finished circle becomes a real portal, proving the Malyang brush can rewrite their surroundings, and Linan orders Lu Rokshu through first, while he guards the unstable opening. But once outside, she warns that the ink is already drying away, while Linan hesitates because abandoning the oil lamps would waste their advantage, even though the brush needs another 10 minutes before it can create a second exit. He tells Lu Rokshu to summon the instructors while he retrieves the final treasure, reassuring her that their examination pass is no longer in doubt, just before the painted doorway dissolves and seals Linan inside alone. Furious at his recklessness, Lu Rokshu pounds the stone and calls him an idiot, then races down the corridor after making him promise to survive until she returns. Inside the main hall, Linan advances behind his opened umbrella as red energy shakes the coffin, keeping his eyes fixed on the throne while the hidden monster gathers strength, though future viewers casually announce his defeat and admit blood zombies remain poorly understood, forcing Linan to remember the limited classroom lesson about killing one, where the instructor emphasized their unusually durable bodies and strangely neglected heads, which leaves Linan betting that the skull is their only vulnerable point. The enormous coffin suddenly bucks and splits under a surge of crimson pressure, releasing a concentrated blast that tears upward through the burial hall, while future viewers jokingly describe the attack as an ancient corpse's catastrophic breath, and Linan decides their commentary has officially become useless nonsense. A clawed hand grips the broken coffin as the awakened monster drags itself upright, revealing a towering blood zombie wrapped in white fur and crimson vapor. Meanwhile, Liu Roksho finally reaches the exam camp and calls for their instructor, collapsing from the sprint as officials demand to know why she returned without Linan, then shocking everyone with the news that they encountered a blood zombie, an enemy far beyond anything supposedly left inside the controlled examination grounds. Liu Roksho explains that Linan sent her out first and remains trapped underground, while the staff argue that every detected corpse was removed before the exam, until the senior instructor cuts them off and orders an immediate student rescue. Back in the tomb, the blood zombie advances while Linan shelters behind his umbrella, and he studies its red skin, white fur, and bloodshot eyes for exploitable traits, knowing its reinforced body can shrug off ordinary attacks, before noticing a distinct golden marking embedded in its forehead, which he identifies as the probable weakness his classroom lesson failed to explain. The blood zombie suddenly launches itself at him with explosive speed, slamming its claws into the umbrella before Linan can reach the marked skull, but the reinforced canopy absorbs the strike and redirects the monster past him. Then Linan releases the handle and throws the umbrella upward, opening it above the charging zombie to position a time field over its entire body, and shouts the activation command at the exact instant it enters range. With the blood zombie frozen overhead, Linan draws the ordinary hairpin he nearly discarded, then drives straight toward the golden mark before the time stop window closes, piercing the symbol cleanly as the suspended umbrella keeps its target perfectly still, and the powerful corpse crashes face first into the floor when time resumes. Linan confirms that the forehead marking contains a blood zombie's hidden weakness, just as the rescue team finally reaches the nearby corridor, where the senior instructor assigns a ceiling formation and prepares to confront the monster, ordering every teacher to hold position while they advance together, then raising ritual symbols and counting down their coordinated entrance, before the group charges on the final beat with heroic timing and very late information. Instead of a battle, they find Linan calmly holding both oil lamps beside the fallen corpse, and he casually offers one treasure to his stunned instructor, explaining that he is unharmed even though the stronger monster gave him some trouble, which leaves the teachers speechless when they realize this student killed a blood zombie alone. The senior instructor postpones the impossible explanation and orders everyone back outside, while Linan reports 1 hairpin treasure and 8 ordinary zombie kills for his score, though the others insist on discussing his performance once they return, and praise his training as Linan quietly follows them from the chamber. Before leaving, he slips one small object from the blood zombie into his pocket, then meets Liu Roksho, who hurried back after hearing their team encountered the monster. Before spotting him, Liu Roksho fears his absence means he died or suffered terrible injuries, while nearby students cruelly gossip that her lowborn partner never stood a chance, until someone notices the teachers emerging from the tomb and calls everyone over, with Linan walking among them alive, uninjured, and carrying the retrieved lamp. Liu Roksho stares in disbelief as rumors spread that he actually defeated the blood zombie, then bolts across the camp and shouts his name, grabbing his sleeve before he can even finish greeting her, while Linan simply smiles and confirms that he made it back. Relief overwhelms Liu Roksho and she throws herself into his arms, forcing the startled Tomb Raider to awkwardly steady his emotional partner, until Teacher Wang clears his throat and ends their very public reunion. The senior instructor asks Linan to explain how he killed such a dangerous monster alone, but his straightforward answer leaves the entire rescue team stunned because stopping time with an umbrella and stabbing the forehead with a hairpin sounds completely absurd, and exhausted teachers laugh it off as a tall tale before ordering everyone to rest. The class boards school transport and leaves the examination grounds together, though Linan pauses to ask Teacher Wang for his team's final score, and learns the result will only be announced after everyone returns to school. Linan privately credits the future barrages for stabilizing his once hopeless life, while wondering how these mysterious transmissions connect him to objects from years ahead. During the ride, Linan reasons that nobody around him can sense the blue barrages, though their deliberate warnings imply someone may be feeding him knowledge for a purpose, before Teacher Wang announces the exam is over and grants everyone a weekend break. As the school buses finally return the exhausted class to campus, and students scatter toward home after surviving their first real tomb, Lu Ruoksho says goodbye from her family's car and promises to see Linan on Monday, leaving him alone at the curb once her luxurious ride disappears, so he checks his nearly empty wallet and reluctantly considers paying for transportation, before deciding even a short ride costs more than his budget allows. A nearby driver offers service, apparently mistaking Linan's hesitation for interest, but his request for a student discount ends that business negotiation immediately. By sunset, Linan reaches the cramped district where his old apartment stands, and the future audience mercilessly roasts his room as barely fit for a dog, though he ignores them and collapses on the bed after the exhausting night. Once rested, Linan retrieves the weathered book secretly taken from the blood zombie's coffin, while comments explain that true tomb treasures usually remain sealed beside stronger guardians, making this mysterious volume potentially more valuable than the school's planted lamps. So he opens its brittle pages and carefully examines the ancient writing, only to discover he cannot understand a single symbol, despite the cover identifying it as some kind of specialized tomb manual. A reference index classifies its language as an ancient script that modern scholars never fully decoded, meaning Linan must somehow unlock knowledge abandoned by generations of researchers, and frustration erupts after all his effort produces nothing from the stubborn volume, sending him pacing around the tiny room while calling the book completely useless. The future audience disagrees, identifying it as a valuable high-tier cultivation method, which instantly replaces Linan's disappointment with renewed interest, though he decides serious research deserves food and a calmer head first. After eating, Linan returns to the strange characters with fresh determination, using his computer to search for matching symbols and translate their meaning, until he finally identifies the title as The Secret Arts of Feng Shui. Meanwhile, future viewers debate whether Linan can see them and recognize his broadcast as unusual, but he concludes the cultivation technique should be practiced inside a tomb rather than his apartment. Elsewhere, daylight settles over the abandoned examination grounds, as a silver-haired official enters the blood zombie's tomb alone, following the ruined passage toward the scene of Linan's battle, where the corpse's lingering red energy leads him into the chamber, and he discovers the blood zombie collapsed beside its shattered coffin. Kneeling for a closer inspection, the official confirms the monster was decisively killed, then reports by phone that a student apparently accomplished the feat alone, prompting his superior to order contact with Linan and assess him for recruitment. The following morning, Linan wakes to an unfamiliar buzzer disturbing his rare peaceful sleep, and drags himself upright while wondering who could be visiting so early, before another impatient ring pulls him toward the apartment door, though the clock already shows 6 in the evening, proving his tomb raid destroyed his schedule. Outside stands an elegant agent from the Special Force Department, codenamed Bird Messenger, whose unexpected appearance instantly puts Linan on guard, while future comments enthusiastically approve of the dangerous-looking visitor, and her government identification confirms she belongs to a secret national unit. Linan finally allows Bird Messenger inside after learning the department hunts supernatural threats, then offers his guest the humble luxury of plain water, as she explains that Minister Kim noticed his solo blood zombie kill and wants him recruited, though Linan suspects any hidden government organization carries complications he cannot afford, especially when Bird Messenger leans close and insists they need capable people like him. He politely refuses, claiming university and academics must remain his priority, until she reveals a generous monthly salary, plus commissions and free treasure exchanges, with the requirement that recovered relics be sold back to the organization at market value. Bird Messenger admits they investigated his orphan background and financial hardship beforehand, so Linan immediately reverses course and accepts the extraordinarily well-paid position, eagerly taking the application form before she can reconsider her offer, while calmly explaining that a real cult would abduct him instead of negotiating at his door. Bird Messenger agrees to wait while Linan completes the application, but raises one remaining concern, since the supernatural darkness released by the tombs continues strengthening without warning, though Linan confidently promises humanity will eventually find light within that chaos. He seals the contract with his thumbprint as future viewers recognize the famous Special Force agent, privately reasoning that official backing will only increase his value and access to treasures, while Bird Messenger decides her pragmatic recruit may be a genuine master. Once the paperwork is finished, she rises and prepares to take him to headquarters, offering a tour so Linan can understand the organization he just joined. That night, they reach a guarded government building created to manage treasure-related threats, because without specially trained teams wielding supernatural relics, the monsters escaping from countless tombs would have reduced civilization to ruins. Linan follows Bird Messenger through the secured corridors toward his first official meeting, stopping outside the office of the department's minister, where she reports that the requested recruit has arrived, and a confident blonde official immediately recognizes Linan. Future comments identify the minister as a famous powerhouse who once cleared a lethal Tier 8 tomb, making Linan realize this polished administrator is also a terrifying battlefield veteran, before the man introduces himself as Chu Yuntian and offers a welcoming handshake, which Linan accepts while noting the minister's imposing height, as Chu praises the remarkable performance that drew government attention during the exam. Minister Chu explains that killing a blood zombie proves rare strength and adaptability, leaving Li Nan briefly worried the official somehow knows about his future barrages. But Chu only assigns Bird Messenger to arrange his work and dismisses the new recruit. Outside, Lin realizes the minister is far sharper than his relaxed manners suggest, then learns Chu specifically asked Bird Messenger to show him a restricted facility, though she describes her superior with the reassuring word vicious. Bird Messenger explains that tombs range from low through god tier, while Chu cleared 26 higher ones before stopping the elevator and announcing they have reached their destination, which appears to be an empty concrete room with no visible purpose. Linan instinctively steps back as Bird Messenger reaches toward a concealed panel, and a hidden wall slides open to reveal a brightly lit staircase descending underground, leading them deep beneath headquarters through an enormous secured passage, where Bird Messenger confidently orders him to keep following, until they arrive before a massive shutter protected by electronic locks. Linan wonders why the department needs such extreme security inside its own building, while Bird Messenger presses her palm to the biometric reader, then enters the hilariously subtle access code of 6 Ripsisal 6s, causing the fortified shutter to rise with a blast of golden light, and leaving Linan stunned by whatever waits behind it, an immense government vault packed wall to wall with supernatural treasures. Bird Messenger casually explains that this dazzling collection is only one of several smaller vaults, making Linan suspect the promised tour hides a much better purpose, and she confirms every member may freely choose 2 stored treasures, so he begins inspecting rows of bizarre weapons without wasting another second. Linan handles relic after relic like a shopper comparing groceries at a supermarket, while Bird Messenger silently questions whether her new recruit understands the privilege, and 15 minutes pass without him finding anything that satisfies his future audience. A sheathed sword finally catches Linan's attention among the display cases, causing the blue barrages to surge the moment he lifts its decorated blade, as viewers recognize the legendary shadow-slashing blade and reveal its hidden potential, proving his strategy of testing every object works whenever the comments react strongly. Linan next wipes dust from an overlooked case beside the sword, wondering whether the forgotten items inside are genuinely useless or merely misunderstood, while Bird Messenger explains every relic functions, though most users cannot control them. An incompatibility reduces valuable treasures to broken pots or rusted blades. After comparing their hidden advantages, Linan settles on 2 neglected objects, announcing his choice with the confidence of someone holding information nobody else possesses, though Bird Messenger warns that he already chose a fine blade and calls the other token useless. But Linan keeps both selections because future knowledge says otherwise. Later that night, the new government recruit returns to his apartment with the treasures. Linan lays out the shadow-slashing blade and 4 ghost token to test their abilities, wearing the delighted expression of someone about to weaponize tomorrow's spoilers, while barrages reveal the golden token binds 4 powerful spirits to whoever feeds it blood, so Linan decides to use his own blood and establish the contract, hoping the future audience described its activation correctly. He bites his fingertip and presses the fresh blood against the token, which absorbs the offering before exploding with violent crimson energy. As 4 ghostly figures materialize from the swirling darkness, their armored bodies kneeling before the stunned new master, until the entire spectral group bows and awaits his orders. Linan recognizes them as the 4 spirits of the legendary token, then orders 1 ghost to demonstrate its strength against his apartment furniture, and a casual spectral slash obliterates the table along with his newly purchased lamp, proving the power works perfectly while destroying something he actually needed. The summoned ghosts soon fade because 1 bitten finger supplied nowhere near enough blood, leaving Linan alone with the wreckage and several expensive questions, until future comments explain that more blood extends the spirit's active time, which turns the supposedly useless token into a weapon powered by a brutally simple resource. Linan next draws the shadow-slashing blade and examines its balance, trusting the future audience's claim that this second relic hides equal potential. Purple energy erupts from the sword and forms an enormous armored shadow behind Linan, mirroring his stance as though the blade connected directly to its wielder's silhouette, then amplifying each practice swing into multiple devastating spectral cuts, though Linan struggles to control the wild output before it wrecks the entire apartment, while future viewers laugh because he barely understands the weapon's deeper technique. He realizes the shadow-slashing blade demands rare compatibility rather than ordinary sword skill, which explains why Bird Messenger discarded it despite the treasure's obvious power, as comments clarify that relics fall into different functional groups with specialized effects, making his blade and blood-powered token a remarkably balanced loadout for a beginner. Satisfied with the experiments, Linan notices it is already 1:30 and finally collapses into bed after washing away the day's grime, drifting into an unusually heavy sleep with the ancient feng shui manual nearby, until a disturbing sensation intrudes on his dreams and Linan snaps awake inside a crimson nightmare. Beneath him floats a gigantic copy of the ancient book over a blood-red void, carrying Linan through a warped realm he cannot recognize, as countless clawed hands rise from the darkness and seize its edges, before shadowy limbs crawl up his body and bind him in place, leaving him terrified while the nightmare closes around his vision and wraps him inside a cocoon of streaming crimson energy. Ahead of Linan's crimson cocoon, an open doorway burns with unnatural white light, but every attempt to slow his movement only tightens the shadows, dragging him forward, as clawed hands pull him closer to the gate despite his desperate resistance, until the nightmare swallows Linan through the opening with a final scream. He jolts awake in his apartment to the sharp ringing of his phone, and discovers Bird Messenger calling before he can make sense of the dream. She assigns him a mission involving a newly formed tomb in a remote southwestern district, explaining that its incomplete seal suggests low difficulty, though zombies already occupy the interior. So Linan accepts his first official operation and immediately heads out. Back at headquarters, Bird Messenger questions sending a rookie alone into an unstable new tomb, but Minister Chu wants to test whether the blood zombie killer can carry future responsibilities. Linan soon enters the target tomb and finds a passage littered with old bones, following an increasingly foul stench deeper beneath the broken stone, while his flashlight exposes skulls and twisted roots throughout the narrowing corridor. An ornate tomb door finally appears, giving Linan a perfect target for his new blade, until future comments warn the obvious entrance is a trap wired to fire hidden arrows, leaving him grateful that he did not attack first and wondering where the real door lies. So Linan studies the surrounding rubble instead of touching the carved decoy, and a subtle irregularity in the rock catches his attention, suggesting the true entrance may be concealed inside the cracked wall beside him. Linan feels a faint draft leaking from the suspicious seam, confirming that the hidden passage must be directly behind the stone. He draws the shadow-slashing blade and releases a brilliant violet arc, shattering the false wall to expose the real tomb entrance beyond it. The future audience praises his discovery while mocking the obvious trap from his textbooks, and Linan follows the source of the rotting smell into the chamber. A nearby brazier ignites as he crosses the threshold, revealing mountains of coins, rows of coffins, and warnings of a major battle ahead. Since his objectives are treasure and extermination, Linan decides to handle the monsters first, gripping his weapon as laughter and movement echo between the coffins. His first mission is simple enough. A pack of red-eyed zombies bursts from the darkness and charges together. Linan springs backward while violet energy gathers around his blade and its enormous shadow projection rises above the advancing horde. He commands the shadow-slashing blade to destroy every zombie, unleashing intersecting arcs that carve through the entire formation in seconds. Linan lands among the collapsing bodies after one overwhelming strike, while the stunned future audience realizes his weapon is far stronger than expected. Although the attack consumed plenty of strength, Linan remains composed and calmly returns the smoking blade to its sheath after clearing the room. Linan ignores the scattered valuables, knowing the true treasure should accompany the tomb's master, then picks up his flashlight and searches beyond the ruined chamber. A richly carved coffin stands against the far wall, and he reasons that the main burial room must be hidden behind it. Linan pushes the carved panel and activates a concealed mechanism, opening a circular inner chamber built around a single raised coffin. Its unusual design immediately distinguishes it from every room before it, especially because the central coffin is far too small for an adult. The comments identify it as a child's coffin containing a life-saving longevity treasure, so Linan approaches despite joking that he may become a zombie himself one day. His blade touches the lid, but the audience urgently warns that the child is in danger, revealing that the occupant is neither a child nor an ordinary corpse. The coffin suddenly launches upward and tears free of its platform, while comments explain that this is a demonic tomb built by an animal for itself. Linan braces after realizing the true owner is a transformed beast, only for something sharp to scrape across the weapon strapped behind him. He finds a fresh mark on the supposedly durable King Kong umbrella and slowly looks toward the darkness above the chamber. A pair of glowing red eyes answers his gaze as a massive beast crouches high on the wall and prepares to descend. The creature dives from the ceiling with terrifying speed, smashing into the floor hard enough to fracture the stone platform. Linan recoils at the size and force of the monster, which rises into the hulking form of a humanoid Black Panther. He recognizes the tomb owner as a Black Panther demon, while the comments dismiss it as an overgrown, mutated cat with little intelligence. Enraged, the demon launches another direct charge, but Linan evades its claws with a quick lateral leap. The audience cheers as he draws his new weapon midair, sending a violet slash across the beast's path before landing. The Panther demon rebounds from the wall almost instantly, turning its powerful body into another rushing attack. Linan's next strike barely slows the monster as it barrels forward, and the future comments warn him not to underestimate its endurance. A claw passes close enough to cut Linan's face, proving that one mistake against this fast opponent could be fatal. He analyzes its simple attack pattern, high speed and nearly impenetrable hide, then decides the Foreghost token is the best countermeasure. Linan opens the ornate token and exposes its blood-hungry seal, allowing it to draw a surge of blood directly from his palm. 4 armored spirits materialize around the Black Panther demon, startling the beast as the summoned formation closes in. 2 spirits lock its limbs against the ground, while spectral chains coil around its torso and throat. The panther struggles violently, but the ghosts maintain their formation, dragging the huge demon across the chamber with coordinated force. Their disciplined teamwork turns the beast's speed against it, and the summoned warriors reposition for a synchronized blow. All four spirits strike the restrained demon from different angles, crushing it into the floor beneath a cloud of shattered stone. Li Nan watches confidently without needing to join the battle until a sudden movement tells him the fight is not finished. Battered but alive, the Black Panther demon rises and roars again, while Li Nan discovers that sustaining the token has consumed too much blood. The four spirits dissolve into red mist, forcing him to finish the battle personally, as the wounded demon focuses its fury entirely on him. Its hardened claw collides head-on with the shadow-slashing blade, and Li Nan is shocked that the natural weapon does not break. Demon Claw and Enchanted Steel grind together in a shower of sparks, but Li Nan refuses to retreat while the monster still threatens him. He twists free and sends another violet arc across the demon's body, then gathers his remaining strength for one decisive technique. Lightning floods the blade as its giant shadow warrior forms overhead, leaving the wounded panther frozen beneath the descending power. A concentrated thunderstrike crashes through the demon and the stone floor, with Li Nan holding firm at the center of the electrical blast. When the light fades, the Black Panther demon lies motionless at his feet, and Li Nan finally allows himself to breathe after clearing the tomb. He closes the bloodstained four-ghost token and checks his remaining equipment, then remembers his plan to cultivate the secret arts of feng shui inside the tomb. Darkness overtakes him whenever the stream closes, making cultivation impossible anywhere else, but leaving now would expose his secret and waste the rare opportunity. Li Nan closes his eyes while viewers mistake his exhaustion for weakness, and expert comments explain that cultivation requires memorizing a method and concentrating internal energy. Following the manual, Li Nan sits cross-legged and begins circulating the tomb's power, confident that this sealed chamber is the safest place to attempt the technique. Although the energy density is modest, enough yin qi remains to support his breakthrough, so he steadies his breathing and waits for the method to take effect. Meanwhile, Bird Messenger rushes into Minister Chu's office with urgent news, and the minister immediately asks what has made her so anxious. Every other operative has reported safely, but Li Nan remains silent inside his tomb, even though 4 hours have passed since his entry. Chu orders her to wait 1 more hour before dispatching a rescue team, unaware that Li Nan is still calmly cultivating underground. Red sparks begin circling his body as the internal technique responds, followed by streams of fiery young energy spiraling around him. One strand strikes his forehead and nearly breaks his concentration, but Li Nan senses yin and yang qi merging within his body. The future comments explain that cultivation places concentrated yin and yang into effort internal centers, allowing each energy to circulate and strengthen him without restraint. Li Nan realizes this method can shield him from the barrage's darkness while improving his power, giving him 2 advantages from a single breakthrough. The surrounding flames gradually fade as the circulation stabilizes, and he deliberately remains still after recovering consciousness. Li Nan pretends to be unconscious, so the future audience will keep revealing information, drawing relieved comments that celebrate his survival and speculate about hidden treasure. Satisfied that closing his eyes preserves the stream, Li Nan confirms a useful loophole, then turns back toward the demonic coffin because higher-tier tombs contain exceptional relics. He opens the small coffin and searches by its former owner, only to notice something unexpected inside the burial compartment. A seemingly empty panel rests beneath the coffin's lining, and Li Nan presses down to release its concealed latch. Dust erupts from the compartment while the audience laughs at his caution, before revealing a storage ring and several yellow talismans hidden inside. The plain silver ring looks familiar to Li Nan because Minister Chu wears an almost identical one on his hand. He guesses that the ring can store objects in a separate space and eagerly slides the artifact onto his finger. A red glow pulls the coffin and its contents into the ring, startling Li Nan when even his flashlight begins to vanish. Within seconds, every loose object has disappeared from the chamber, so he touches the ring and concentrates on recalling them. Blue light reconstructs the coffin in front of him, confirming that the storage artifact works exactly as expected. Li Nan considers hiding such a valuable item from the organization, especially while he still does not understand the Cinnabar talismans. He stores everything for now and leaves the empty burial chamber, admiring the unobtrusive ring in the sunlight outside. Li Nan climbs from the collapsed entrance after completing his mission, and raises his hand beneath the open sky to test his new cultivation. Yang Qi begins circulating automatically under the sun, but Bird Messenger's repeated calls interrupt his experiment. Li Nan answers casually and confirms his identity, shocking Bird Messenger because she expected him to remain trapped underground. Her rescue team is already en route after waiting 5 hours without a report, leaving Li Nan awkwardly grateful for help he no longer needs. Bird Messenger orders a cleanup team to collect the corpses and tells him to wait, but ends the call before he can explain further. Relieved that the rookie survived alone, she dismisses the approaching rescue force, while Li Nan checks the ring among the sunlit ruins. With the mission finished, he decides to return home and sleep, unaware that red-eyed serpents gather around his house after dark. Ghostly coils seep through the walls and surround his bed, as another nightmare begins beneath his closed eyes. Li Nan dreams that a gigantic snake lunges from the darkness, opening its jaws wide enough to swallow him whole. Terror seizes him as the fangs close in, and the serpent's silhouette consumes his vision in a flash of red. Li Nan jerks awake in bed with a shout, while the returning barrage celebrates his recovery and demands more entertainment. He dismisses the experience as another inexplicable nightmare, then returns to school after his absence from campus. An announcement summons every student to the parade ground for the semester results, drawing crowds from across the academy toward the athletic field. Li Nan walks among them while quietly checking his phone until his white-haired classmate Liu Meng calls out to him. He claims he is swimming despite clearly staring at the screen, and his dry answer leaves Liu Meng furious at his deliberate evasiveness. The comments mock Li Nan for missing her obvious attempt to start a conversation, as both continue across the crowded field together. A loud student forces his way through the gathering, and a huge muscular classmate suddenly grabs Li Nan by the collar. The strong youth lifts him from the ground with one arm, enthusiastically declaring that he has finally found Li Nan again. He proposes a friendly contest of strength in front of everyone, while Li Nan calmly asks to be put down before answering. Nearby students expect the encounter to become a fight, but the muscular youth only grins at Li Nan's composed stare. He explains that he searched for Li Nan during his unexplained absence, and Liu Meng identifies him as an old friend with terrible timing. Li Nan reassures the crowd, and the muscular student apologizes for alarming everyone, just as a tremendous explosion interrupts their reunion. Everyone turns toward the center of the parade ground in confusion, where a jagged mountain erupts upward amid red smoke and flying debris. Li Nan's future sight activates as he studies the impossible formation, and comments identify it as the entrance to a dangerous middle-tier tomb. Teachers urgently order the students to evacuate the field, while the mountain's sealed doorway opens with a blood-red glow. Li Nan notices the tomb activated before the surrounding yin qi fully concentrated, and grips his phone, realizing reckless entry could kill unprepared explorers. He joins Liu Meng and his muscular friend in retreating with the crowd as the entire mountain trembles behind their escape. The audience questions why Li Nan would abandon such a valuable opportunity, until a comment mentions the legendary pillar of generation origin yin qi. Li Nan immediately recognizes that rare origin energy as his true objective, but an incoming call from Bird Messenger delays his return. He reports his location beside the newly appeared middle-tier tomb, and she orders him to wait while the organization assembles a formal team. Bird Messenger promises a $500,000 reward for participating, so Li Nan agrees while privately planning to secure the origin energy first. At headquarters, Bird Messenger suspects his hesitation vanished only because of the reward, but Minister Chu considers such self-interest normal for an inexperienced student. He then asks about the sudden increase in newly formed tombs, and she reports that unstable seals may mark the beginning of a broader change. Chu quietly repeats the ominous phrase, "Tomb of Beginning," while Li Nan tells his friends that he forgot something near the mountain. An older teacher warns him that returning alone is dangerous, but a confident voice interrupts the argument from behind them. A group of seasoned tomb explorers steps through the smoke, promising to enter the site and bring Li Nan back safely. Li Nan approaches the red entrance as the specialists catch up, and their leader recognizes him as the organization's newest member. Team leader Wang Chongyang introduces himself before the mission, while his companions invite Li Nan to call them Old Zhao, Chen Xiao, and Xiao Wang during their expedition. Wang Chongyang assumes this is Li Nan's first tomb and questions his equipment, so Li Nan displays the storage ring he supposedly found on his first mission. The veterans marvel at his incredible luck in obtaining such a rare artifact, and Li Nan hides his true experience behind an embarrassed laugh. As the surrounding yin qi thickens, Wang orders everyone to ready their gear and enter. Old Zhao grins and leads the veterans toward the entrance, while the mountain's enormous stone face looms over their small formation. Wang reminds everyone to remain together once they cross the threshold, and the team advances through a dim, natural tunnel inside the mountain. Its immense scale unsettles the group, but Wang keeps them moving, until Li Nan hears a faint mechanical sound farther ahead. A rectangular opening emerges from the darkness at the tunnel's end, and the comments speculate that shifting yin qi forced the sealed doorway open. The younger veterans hesitate because they have never seen such an entrance, prompting Old Zhao to mock their fear and volunteer them for the lead. Li Nan reports a cold current of yin qi flowing toward the parade ground, and Wang concludes that the tomb's half-open doors are releasing the energy. The current continues accelerating, so whatever lies inside cannot remain contained much longer, forcing the team to preserve formation and enter immediately. Their lights reveal stone lamps igniting one after another, across a vast empty hall with no visible coffin or burial platform. Murals of Fuxi, Nuwa, and human-bodied serpents cover the walls, and one red-eyed snake carving reminds Li Nan of his nightmares. Wang warns everyone that the drawings and atmosphere feel abnormal, just before the murals crumble and vanish from the stone. Living serpent monsters peel away from every wall and surround the team, leaving Wang only moments to choose a response. He recognizes the creatures from a previous tomb and orders everyone to stay calm, explaining that their bodies are unstable and physically weak outside the murals. One serpent lunges at Li Nan before the formation can adjust, and he shouts a warning as its claws descend. Wang intercepts the strike with a broad sword, then coats his blade in fire and burns through the monster's body. He raises a blazing talisman and expands the flames around him, unleashing his blazing fire technique across the entire hall. Li Nan and the others stare as a wall of fire engulfs the serpents, while Wang explains that they will regenerate unless their remains are destroyed. Flames spread over the fallen creatures and deny them any chance to recover, convincing old Zhao to prepare his own incendiary method. He throws a cluster of dark pellets into the surviving formation, which burst into a restrictive net around one serpent. The trapped monster crashes down and struggles against the binding threads, so old Zhao ignites the net with a breath from his gourd. Blazing fire consumes the restrained serpent and finishes it completely, impressing Li Nan with the veteran's precise division of roles. Another monster charges, but Li Nan opens the King Kong umbrella, freezing the creature's movement long enough for the team to surround it. Wang's flames immediately erase the immobilized target, and silence returns once the last serpent has burned away. The younger explorers decide the middle-tier tomb seems manageable, but Wang warns that these monsters were only the weakest enemies near the entrance. He orders the team deeper while the audience praises his experience, and their flashlights sweep across another long stone passage. Clicking mechanisms activate beneath their feet, prompting Wang to identify an incoming trap. Rows of metal spikes fire from concealed holes in both walls, but Wang deflects several projectiles with his sword. Old Zhao leaps over a low volley as the corridor fills with steel, while Li Nan twists between the crossing blades without being struck. The barrage finally stops, and Wang confirms that everyone survived, allowing Li Nan a brief breath before they reform their ranks. An ornate double door waits at the far end of the corridor, and Wang cautiously pushes it open with the team behind him. Beyond it, the path divides into multiple branches, leaving Wang to weigh the speed of splitting up against the safety of staying together. Wang chooses to split the team so they can search the enormous tomb faster, and Old Zhao readily supports the decision. Chen Xiao and Xiao Wang also claim they can handle a branch alone, while Li Nan welcomes the chance to secretly pursue the origin Yin Qi. Wang still worries because only 3 members have middle-tier experience, so he assigns himself to the impulsive younger pair. Although Li Nan seems capable, Wang remembers that he is still a student, and Old Zhao silently understands his concern. Wang initially asks Old Zhao to accompany Li Nan, but Old Zhao argues that the reckless brothers need Wang's direct supervision. Since their abilities are comparable, Old Zhao offers to protect the rookie instead, leaving Chen Xiao and Xiao Wang confused by the private discussion. Wang agrees on the condition that Old Zhao returns Li Nan safely, and his veteran partner accepts without hesitation. Li Nan realizes the long conversation prevents him from slipping away alone, before the two groups finally choose separate tunnels. Wang leads the younger men down one branch, where the air becomes painfully colder with every step. Even the experienced captain begins sweating beneath the unnatural chill, so he produces sunfire red candles capable of burning for 3 hours. Chen Xiao and Xiao Wang light them to resist the freezing yin wind, while Old Zhao privately plans to eliminate Li Nan and claim the origin energy. He pauses with the rookie and pretends the vicious cold surprised him, then takes out one of his own yellow talismans for protection. The barrage explains that this charm wards off yin energy inside tombs, and Old Zhao presses the activated paper against his coat. The talisman vanishes into the fabric and forms an invisible barrier, allowing Li Nan to understand how his recovered charms function. Old Zhao offers him another, but Li Nan reveals that he already has one, choosing to imitate the veteran so no one suspects his yin cultivation. Both activate their talismans and continue down the tunnel, while Li Nan keeps his hands hidden from the observant future audience. In truth, every wave of yin qi strengthens his body rather than harming it, making the tomb an ideal place for him to cultivate while exploring. Old Zhao spots a structure ahead and directs him toward it, revealing the entrance to another burial chamber. They cross the threshold side by side with flashlights raised, and both freeze at the sight, waiting inside. Gold coins, jars, and chests cover almost every stretch of floor, though the barrage insists the wealth is only a distraction from the true treasure. Old Zhao abandons caution because he has never seen so much gold, while Li Nan studies a gigantic carved snake head above them. Comments identify the tomb owner as a serpent and hint that the room is built for storage, making Li Nan suspicious because no coffin is visible anywhere. Old Zhao approaches the stone serpent without noticing its changing eyes and reaches eagerly toward the large embedded gem. The stone turns blood red beneath his hand, causing him to recoil in alarm. Li Nan hears a grinding sound behind the walls as cracks spread around the awakened serpent's glowing eyes. The entire stone carving pulls free and becomes a colossal living anaconda, forcing Old Zhao backward beneath its red gaze. Li Nan shouts a warning as the monster strikes, and the comments identify it as a blood-mouthed anaconda guarding the treasure. It towers over both explorers and blocks the chamber exit, but Old Zhao tells Li Nan to support him while he takes the front. His plan is to dodge the first attack and counter from close range, while secretly expecting the inexperienced rookie to be swallowed. Old Zhao intends to kill the survivor afterward and blame the monster, convinced that someone outside arranged this tomb as an opportunity for murder. The anaconda lunges and Li Nan warns Old Zhao to evade, but the veteran steps directly into the creature's path. Realizing his ambush has failed, Old Zhao curses the unexpected attack as the blood-mouthed anaconda closes its jaws around him. A violet slash suddenly crashes into the monster's head, and the audience realizes Li Nan intervened with perfect timing. Li Nan remains calm after saving the man who intended to betray him, then then releases several rapid shadow arcs across the anaconda's body. Old Zhao cannot understand how the rookie attacks with such speed and precision, while Li Nan worries the comments may expose his secret awareness. The wounded anaconda raises itself and renews the assault, forcing Li Nan to retreat while searching for a faster solution. Viewers tell him the narrow tunnel behind them will restrict the giant serpent, and Li Nan immediately recognizes the terrain advantage. He calls Old Zhao toward the passage and starts running, with both men sprinting from the treasure chamber. The furious anaconda smashes through the doorway in pursuit, and Li Nan checks that Old Zhao is keeping pace beside him. The barrage admires the veteran's remarkable speed despite his age, while he admits the experienced explorer moves far faster than expected. The anaconda closes on them, and Li Nan orders Old Zhao to keep running, before turning alone to meet its charge inside the narrow passage. He drives the shadow-slashing blade downward as violet lightning erupts, focusing every trace of power into one killing blow. The enormous shadow strike tears through the anaconda's skull, and Li Nan refuses to let the wounded monster survive. His attack grows stronger through the new internal circulation, leaving Old Zhao terrified that a supposed student defeated the beast so easily. Li Nan stands over the shattered remains with barely a pause, while Wang's group finishes a separate pack of foul-smelling blood rats. Chen Xiao and Xiao Wang struggle with nausea after the fight, but Wang orders them to finish the remaining creatures. More giant rats rush down their passage in a snarling wave, and the three explorers counter without breaking formation. Wang cuts through the last attackers and clears their route, then urges the exhausted younger men to keep moving. He wonders how Old Zhao and Li Nan are progressing in the other branch, while Li Nan quietly searches the gold scattered around the anaconda's chamber. A future comment directs his attention toward two unusual artifacts, including an invisibility mask that conceals its wearer from everyone nearby. Another compact treasure promises instantaneous movement across short distances, and Li Nan imagines using invisibility to hide even from the barrage. He places the smooth white mask over his face to test it, as Old Zhao continues greedily examining the treasure pile. Li Nan approaches unseen and taps the veteran across the cheek, leaving Old Zhao bewildered by the apparently invisible attacker. Unfortunately, Li Nan can still see his own body beneath the mask, proving the artifact cannot prevent the future audience from watching him. He stores the mask for later before Old Zhao notices anything else, and denies seeing a third person when the veteran demands an explanation. Li Nan jokingly suggests a ghost struck him and points toward the next room, where the yin qi has become much more concentrated. Old Zhao nervously agrees to investigate the source, thanking Li Nan for saving his life as they walk. The rookie quietly studies the man who had planned to betray him, but answers that teammates should naturally protect one another. Old Zhao's expression tightens beneath the unexpected kindness as both enter a nearly lightless chamber. Their beams reveal a massive object ahead, which appears to be an oversized stone coffin. Green spirit flames ignite around the walls, exposing 12 separate coffins tied to the tomb's zodiac design. Li Nan realizes the missing zodiac animal is the snake from the previous chamber, just as every remaining coffin begins to shake. Cracks spread across the lids under pressure from within, and the coffins burst open together. Li Nan braces for whatever monsters have awakened, but a violent impact knocks both men from their feet. They roll across the stone as spectral energy floods the room, and Li Nan raises an arm against the sudden glare. Mounted ghost soldiers emerge on skeletal horses from the broken coffins, forming an entire cavalry unit rather than a few isolated enemies. Comments reveal that a commander controls the troops through a whistle, although finding that commander inside the charging army will be difficult. Li Nan identifies the earlier sound as the signal directing every soldier, while Old Zhao panics at their overwhelming numbers. The ghost cavalry lowers its spears and begins a synchronized charge, so Li Nan orders Old Zhao to prepare for a full defense. His giant shadow warrior rises behind him in a storm of energy, releasing a broad violet slash through the front ranks. Li Nan concludes the soldiers' attack whenever they hear the hidden whistle, meaning they must break through quickly and locate the commander. Old Zhao recognizes Li Nan's strength and decides he may still be useful, postponing his betrayal while gripping his sword for battle. In another corridor, Wang's group confronts a horned beast emerging from icy water, and the captain identifies it as a bull demon. The heavy monster charges with both horns lowered, forcing the younger explorers to scatter from its path. One brother tries to intercept it with a short blade, but the reinforced horn deflects his strike completely. The impact sends him spinning away from the demon, and his partner rushes forward to take over. His weapon also rebounds from the creature's hardened skull, revealing that the horns are stronger than reinforced metal. Wang steadies himself after another failed exchange, as the bull demon leaps directly toward him. The captain notices an opening during its descent and rolls aside when the monster smashes into the icy floor. He orders the others to test softer areas away from the horns, then circles the demon while rapidly probing its defenses. The younger explorers call out as Wang launches the coordinated counterattack, driving the bull demon through shattered ice with repeated blows. His sword finally cuts into the creature away from its protected horns, and another precise thrust opens a wound along its flank. The bull demon roars as the team's attacks begin penetrating its body, so Wang assigns Chen Xiao to distract it while the others strike from behind. mind. Chen Xiao draws the monster forward with a reckless challenge, allowing his companions to land simultaneous hits from both sides. Their weapons tear deep wounds across the demon's back, and the huge creature collapses into the icy water. Wang exhales after the successful coordinated kill, while Li Nan and Old Zhao continue cutting through the ghost cavalry. They are nearly finished when a stronger presence approaches, revealing a legendary commander mounted on a larger skeletal horse. The armored rider charges with its spear raised, as previously destroyed soldiers begin rebuilding themselves behind it. Old Zhao realizes the army will keep resurrecting until they defeat the controller, and the renewed ranks surround them once more. Li Nan notices the commander's horse carries a distinctive whistle, confirming that the artifact is the source of the controlling signal. The commander leads another full cavalry charge, so Li Nan tells Old Zhao to hold the wave while he targets the whistle. The veteran agrees with surprising confidence and rushes directly into the advancing formation. A skeletal horse bears down on him from above, leaving Old Zhao briefly frozen beneath its hooves. He recovers and slices upward with his sword, creating enough space to keep the cavalry away from Li Nan. Old Zhao blocks another spear across his blade, but the impact knocks him backward and breaks his stance. A ghost soldier strikes him hard enough to draw blood, until Li Nan opens the King Kong umbrella and freezes the surrounding riders. He launches a chain of violet slashes through every immobilized target, then catches Old Zhao and checks his injuries. Li Nan gives him a protective pill and tells him to recover, promising to handle the remaining undead alone. The ghost commander screams and summons another assault, but Li Nan's eyes remain fixed on the whistle. He dashes between mounted soldiers before they can close ranks, cutting several riders apart on his way to the commander. The skeletal leader raises the whistle again, and Li Nan confirms that he has found the true controller. He accelerates past the commander's spear, answering its signal with a lightning-filled shadow slash. Old Zhao watches in disbelief as the rookie overwhelms the entire army, while the barrage celebrates Li Nan's teleportation, crowd control, and rising strength. With the cavalry reduced to bones, Li Nan finally catches his breath, and comments identify the captured whistle as the treasure behind their immortality. He wonders whether it can command other skeletons as well, then binds the artifact to himself with a touch of energy. Li Nan returns to Old Zhao and asks whether he can stand, but the veteran cannot reconcile his assassination order with repeated rescue. Even if Old Zhao attacked now, he doubts he could defeat Li Nan, yet refusing the mission may doom his sick daughter. Li Nan suggests resting until the veteran's pain subsides, and Old Zhao suddenly breaks down, apologizing through tears. Li Nan reassures him that his help was necessary against the monsters, but Old Zhao admits his distress has another cause. Someone hired him to kill every member of their expedition, shocking Li Nan with the direct confession. Old Zhao explains that his 16-year-old daughter, Zhao Xinyue, has long been gravely ill and recently failed to greet him when he returned from a mission. He found their home unnaturally silent and feared the worst, calling her name as he searched each room. No answer came from behind her closed bedroom door, where he discovered Zhao Xinyue collapsed and poisoned. Old Zhao cradled his unconscious daughter in panic, then found a threatening note placed beside her body. The writer demanded that he kill the entire team and retrieve the origin Yin Qi, promising an antidote only after the mission succeeded. Old Zhao volunteered for the expedition and tried to direct the anaconda toward Li Nan, but the rookie saved him instead, deepening his guilt. The barrage sympathizes with a desperate father trapped by his daughter's illness, while Li Nan asks what motive the unknown enemy has against their group. The note provides only a transaction address, so he remains cautious about Old Zhao's story, then asks what the attackers revealed about the origin Yin Qi. Old Zhao admits they described it only as a token, and Li Nan helps him stand so they can continue searching together. Old Zhao nervously asks whether Li Nan truly forgives him, and Li Nan answers that the earlier invisible slap has already settled their debt. Old Zhao finally realizes Li Nan was the invisible attacker, while the rookie wonders how the enemy knew a middle-tier tomb would appear at their school. With too many unanswered questions, they continue one step at a time, entering another chamber that contains no visible coffin. Only a weathered goat statue stands beneath their lights. But Li Nan senses that the simple display hides a dangerous trial. Comments call the goat chamber the toughest of the 12 zodiac tests, warning that the dried corpse at its base will soon awaken. Li Nan understands that toughness refers to combat strength rather than puzzle difficulty, just as Old Zhao shouts that the stone goat is moving. Elsewhere, Wang's group pushes open another sealed door and hears chains grinding in the darkness beyond it. A massive striped tail swings across the room from a chained platform, forcing all three explorers to jump back. A giant white tiger steps into their light, and Chen Xiao notes that this monster appeared without any warning. Wang expects it to be fiercer than every previous enemy, because increasing Yin Qi has weakened the tomb's restraints. Once the energy reaches its peak, no ordinary explorer will contain the monsters, explaining why the team had to divide and advance quickly. Wang raises his sword and orders an immediate attack, while the goat corpse in Li Nan's chamber begins rising from its stone seat. A violent gust blasts both men backward, and Li Nan spots Tsurti streaming into the corpse. Red and green flames wrap around its awakening body, restoring power to its skeletal hand. Old Zhao panics as the creature visibly resurrects, while the barrage mocks Li Nan for waiting through its transformation. He uses the short-range teleportation artifact to evade the first strike, reappearing beside the monster as rubble circles its body. Li Nan learns the device allows 5 uses before a half-hour cooldown, then slashes the reformed corpse before it can attack again. The goat demon rises fully in a ragged cloak and bone mask, its red eyes fixing immediately on Old Zhao. Linan warns the injured veteran to stay alert, but the demon swings an enormous reinforced blade across the chamber. The heavy weapon breaks through Old Zhao's defense, throwing him violently into the wall. Blood spills from Old Zhao as Linan calls his name, and the goat demon turns its next sweeping attack toward the rookie. Linan blocks the reinforced blade with both hands, then releases a violet counterstrike that drives the demon back. His weapon strikes the floor as he regains balance, but Old Zhao no longer answers his urgent call. The barrage declares the veteran dead from the impact, leaving Linan alone against the extraordinarily strong monster. A reflected figure in the demon's eye gives Linan a new idea, as the goat demon leaps forward with its blade raised. Linan activates the teleportation bracelet and shifts aside, narrowly avoiding the red arc tearing through his former position. Realizing direct exchanges favor the demon, he prepares another resource and feeds fresh blood into the Four Ghost token. 4 armored spirits materialize around the goat demon, surrounding it before the creature can turn. The demon's reinforced blade knocks one spirit away, then cuts through another summoned warrior with alarming speed. 2 more ghosts attack simultaneously from opposite sides, but the goat demon tears apart their formation as well. Linan realizes this enemy stands above the Black Panther demon, while the token demands more blood than a wounded finger can supply. He cuts his palm across the blade to open a deeper wound and floods the 4 Ghost token with enough blood to empower it. 2 strengthened spirits rush the demon together, binding its arms and weapon with spectral chains. The goat demon strains against the restraints but cannot immediately break free, giving Linan the opening to bring down his sword. Its blade still blocks the first descending strike, and another heavy swing throws the summoned spirits aside. Linan pulls against the chains and drags the demon off balance, searching for a way around its reinforced skull and mask. He commits to one final close-range exchange, unleashing a lightning-filled slash directly through the demon's guard. The enormous arc tears across its torso and sends it flying, leaving the shattered goat demon motionless against the wall. Linan rushes to Old Zhao and checks for a pulse, remembering that the protection pill he provided can preserve life through severe injuries. A weak heartbeat confirms that the veteran is still alive, but the chamber begins trembling before Linan can celebrate. Red light spreads across the walls as the tomb enters another unstable phase, so Linan carries Old Zhao away to find a safer place to rest. The chamber doors slam shut behind them as the structure destabilizes, and Linan looks up at another sudden impact. A section of the ceiling collapses where they had been standing, leaving him searching for a viable escape route through the dust. Dense purple yin chi gathers into a looming spectral shape behind them, so Linan carries Old Zhao onward before the entire tomb collapses. He follows the current through a broken passage toward the other team, while Wang's group faces the wounded white tiger once again. The powerful beast attacks despite its severe injuries, forcing the 3 explorers to dodge another direct pounce. Wang throws a compact explosive device beneath the tiger, which drives a metal spike through its body on impact. He detonates the charge and finishes the monster with a violent blast, leaving the exhausted group barely able to stand. Movement inside the tiger's coffin warns Wang that the danger is not finished, and the younger men turn toward the shaking lid. Wang studies the sealed structure with renewed caution before the massive stone cover fractures down its center. The broken coffin reveals a deep shaft beneath the chamber, too dark for their flashlights to expose whatever hides below. Wang drops a glowing stick into the opening and watches it illuminate a reachable floor far beneath them. He volunteers to descend first and scout the lower passage, lowering himself carefully through the jagged opening. Wang soon calls Chen Xiao and Xiao Wang down after him, where they reunite with Linan and the injured Old Zhao. Linan explains the poisoning threat and reveals that headquarters holds a secret antidote, restoring Old Zhao's hope that his daughter can still be saved. The team debates whether to send the wounded veteran out immediately, but Linan warns that the maze's sealed exits make retreat impossible. Wang agrees they must keep moving until the converging paths reopen a route, promising not to abandon Old Zhao despite the urgency. As they walk, Wang compares the anaconda, skeletal cavalry, and goat demon from Linan's branch with the rats, bull, and tiger encountered by his own group. The barrage suggests all 12 Zodiac trials converge before the final chamber, and the reunited team approaches a collapsed doorway ahead. Wang tells them to pause and adjust their formation before entering, then breaks through the obstructing stone barrier. Torches ignite along the walls beyond it, revealing a monumental hall lined with carved pillars. Linan checks whether Old Zhao feels warmer after the protective pill, when every inscribed pillar begins trembling at once. Wang warns the team to prepare for movement ahead, as columns of violet energy erupt through the floor. Everyone shields themselves from the sudden shockwave, while Linan sees shadowy bodies forming inside the light. The barrage explains that activating the lower switch summoned the true Zodiac monsters, and Wang identifies rabbit, chicken, monkey, dog, and pig among the multiplying enemies. Linan senses their concentrated yin chi and worries they can grow stronger by absorbing it, so he decides they must eliminate the monsters before the whole team weakens. A giant rabbit dives toward him with claws extended, but Linan draws the shadow-slashing blade in one fluid motion. His single violet arc cuts the attacker down before anyone else can react, leaving the remaining monsters to surround the team. Chen Xiao and Xiao Wang charge recklessly into the formation, while Wang realizes Li Nan is far more capable than his record suggests. The captain cuts between two lunging beasts and burns another monster with a close-range fire technique. Li Nan's giant shadow slash sweeps through multiple targets at once, clearing enough space for the explorers to regroup. The exhausted team finally stands among the defeated Zodiac monsters, and Xiao Wang collapses with relief that the battle is over. Chen Xiao praises old Zhao for enduring the entire fight despite his wounds, but Li Nan and Wang both sense another threat approaching. Wang confirms that one final enemy still remains, before total darkness suddenly blinds every member of the team. The barrage fills Li Nan's vision with worried speculation about the interrupted stream, until someone lights a sunfire red candle. Its small flame barely illuminates the oppressive chamber, where a circular red formation closes around the explorers. Li Nan and Wang stand back to back while tracking movement in the walls, and Li Nan looks upward after hearing something above them. A red-eyed creature gathers green fire high in the darkness, followed by twin flames descending toward the team. The future audience warns that the last Zodiac Guardian attacks from above, and every explorer stares in shock at the enormous presence. A colossal green dragon lunges from the darkness with jaws open, prompting Xiao Wang to shout a warning to his brother. The dragon's sweeping body knocks Chen Xiao across the chamber, and Xiao Wang can only watch him crash into the stone wall. Wang plants his sword against the dragon's descending claws, while the others shout for their captain. Wang orders everyone to hide as he holds the monster back, but the dragon's strength drives him deep into the fractured floor. Li Nan realizes their speed cannot match the creature for long, so he tells old Zhao and Xiao Wang to rescue the injured men while he distracts it. The dragon closes behind Li Nan, but he refuses to abandon the plan, stepping forward alone and challenging the Guardian to follow him. He runs through the chamber with the demon dragon in pursuit, while comments explain that only destroying both horns can prevent its constant regeneration. Li Nan considers the difficulty of striking its fast-moving head as the dragon coils across the room and attacks again. Xiao Wang finds Chen Xiao barely conscious beside the wall, and struggles to accept his brother's severe condition. Tears rise as he watches Chen Xiao weaken, while Li Nan cuts across the dragon's sweeping tail. The monster twists around him with impossible agility, and a horned head slams into Li Nan's guard. He is carried upward inside the dragon's coils, then realizes another impact will crush him against the wall. Li Nan grabs a protruding rock and stops his fall, as Xiao Wang clings to the dragon and demands vengeance for his brother. He shouts for Li Nan to sever the exposed horn, refusing to let Chen Xiao's sacrifice achieve nothing. Li Nan understands the opening and gathers his remaining strength, summoning the giant shadow warrior through a storm of violet lightning. The enormous projection brings its blade down on the dragon's head, knocking the monster and Xiao Wang across the chamber. Old Zhao catches the younger explorer before he strikes the wall, while Li Nan's lightning continues tearing through the wounded guardian. He checks Xiao Wang after the blast and learns the injury is manageable compared with Chen Xiao's condition. Li Nan scolds him for risking his life so recklessly, when another tremor sends stone crashing around the survivors. The barrage celebrates the dragon's defeat but warns that the Demon King's tomb remains below, leaving everyone confused when one final pathway opens. Li Nan's eyes turn red as the future audience becomes unusually direct, with messages urging him toward the final boss and predicting his death. The comments describe the Demon King as sealed so tightly that no one knows its true appearance, and Li Nan wonders whether a red message deliberately disappeared from view. He checks Xiao Wang's condition before making a decision, while old Zhao supports the wounded man beside him. Li Nan asks old Zhao to stop the bleeding first, but the veteran admits he cannot keep Xiao Wang stable much longer. Li Nan proposes scouting the newly opened pathway alone while everyone else rests, and old Zhao fears he will become trapped without support. Wang argues that all 12 Zodiac monsters are already dead and urges caution, as Li Nan leaves a first aid kit for the injured explorers. Old Zhao accepts responsibility for the survivors, and Li Nan promises to find an exit after investigating the chamber below. He walks alone toward the stairs framed by twisted stone, waving back when the others call for a safe return. The descending passage ends at a ruined underground temple, which comments identify as the true chamber of the Demon King. Li Nan finds writing on the coffin that appears connected to the secret arts manual, and the barrage recounts a demon ruler who studied yin techniques before death. It suggests the treasured origin yin qi hangs around the dead king's neck, while Li Nan realizes every Zodiac monster was artificially created from the same energy. Red comments begin cheering for his death in the boss chamber, making him suspect a hostile viewer is deliberately addressing him. The red barrage warns that the Demon King will steal his yin-yang body and kill his companions, but Li Nan cannot decide whether the unusually precise prophecy can be trusted. Movement rattles this animal statue surrounding the coffin, and violet energy erupts through the chamber floor. Li Nan shields himself as the sealed coffin opens, revealing long hair and glowing red eyes within the storm. A suspended corpse rises upright with the origin yin qi hanging from its neck, while Li Nan braces beneath the crushing pressure. The Demon King opens multiple red eyes across its face and speaks, extending one hand as purple power binds Li Nan's body. It recognizes the dual yin and yang qi flowing through him, surprising Li Nan with its intelligence and speech. He breaks partly free and sends a violet slash toward the floating corpse, then retreats through falling stone when the attack fails. The Demon King declares Li Nan's body interesting enough to become its new vessel, confirming the red warning while sealing the chamber with overwhelming force. Li Nan knows dying here would also leave his wounded teammates helpless, so he charges despite the terrifying difference in power. The Demon King stops his blade with a concentrated burst from one finger, and calmly mocks Li Nan for overestimating his own strength. A casual palm strike blasts Li Nan across the chamber, pinning him against the wall before he can recover. Blood rises in his throat as the impact breaks his stance, and the Demon King calls his dual energy useless without proper control. Li Nan knows he cannot withstand that overwhelming pressure much longer, so he activates the Four Ghost token, only for it to shatter instantly. Broken fragments fall from his hand without summoning a single spirit, leaving Li Nan stunned by the loss of his strongest support item. The Demon King admits it does not understand his plan but refuses to wait, attacking again while Li Nan crouches among the fragments. He realizes the enemy can destroy both physical treasures and magical techniques, as the barrage declares his defeat nearly inevitable. One comment reminds Li Nan that his dual yin and yang chi remains incompletely activated, giving him a final idea as he grips his sword. The Demon King is amused that he still has enough stamina to stand, while Li Nan pours both energies into the shadow-slashing blade and its giant spirit. He asks the weapon to lend him every trace of its strength, and the armored projection solidifies behind him in a storm of lightning. Li Nan calls the manifested warrior General Raiden, but the Demon King dismisses an additional sword spirit as meaningless. General Raiden drives a concentrated slash into the floating corpse, moving with far greater force than the earlier shadow projection. Repeated violet arcs hammer the Demon King's barrier, and cracks appear despite the creature's protective shield. Li Nan senses the technique working and presses the attack, until one slash finally tears through the Demon King's defense. General Raiden raises its blade for a decisive finishing strike, but Li Nan remembers his wounded companions and cannot afford failure. He charges beneath the projection and commits everything to the opening, only for the Demon King to intercept the blow with another blast. The many-eyed corpse again mocks Li Nan's confidence, and a second palm strike overwhelms his weakened guard. Li Nan crashes into the distant wall under the renewed force, coughing blood as consciousness begins to fade. The Demon King approaches and condemns his inability to control the dual chi, leaving Li Nan to wonder whether he will truly die in the chamber. Most future viewers believe the battle is finished, though a few continue urging him to stand for the people waiting above. Remembering Old Zhao and the others, Li Nan refuses to let the story end there, and rises again despite the Demon King's surprise. Violet yin and yang energy coils around his restored stance, drawing renewed cheers from the barrage as the fight resumes. The Demon King demands to know what he has done, while comments reveal the secret arts taught Li Nan to balance both energies internally. He has absorbed vast amounts of yin chi throughout the tomb and compressed it to its limit, alarming the Demon King as the surrounding origin energy changes direction. Li Nan declares that the monster is not the only one capable of using yin chi, then forcibly draws the origin yin chi away from its former owner. Although he calls himself an ordinary tomb explorer, his hidden cultivation now surrounds the blade, and his final violet strike crashes through the Demon King. The creature's many eyes widen too late to defend, as concentrated light destroys its body and fills the entire chamber. Distant voices call Li Nan's name while his awareness slowly returns, and he opens his eyes beneath a bright hospital ceiling. Liu Meng and his muscular classmate greet him beside an elderly teacher, celebrating because Li Nan has finally awakened after 2 weeks unconscious. He immediately asks about the school tomb, Captain Wang, and the rest of the team, but Liu Meng only knows that another rescue group returned without finding everyone. Li Nan suspects Minister Chu may have hidden the survivors from ordinary students, while privately asking whether his final strike truly killed the Demon King. The future barrage reappears and celebrates both his survival and the restored stream, confirming that the long and deadly middle-tier mission has ended. Chen Xiao died during the expedition, but Wang, Old Zhao, Xiao Wang, and Li Nan survived, and the organization rewarded Li Nan with $100,000 and a new home. Comments debate the origin yin chi, the tomb's reappearance, and even stronger future monsters, while Li Nan resolves to investigate Old Zhao's blackmailers and the poison-threatening Zhao Xinyue. He also remembers the hostile red viewer who knew that Li Nan could see the barrage, and a new red message promises another major event before demanding a meeting. Li Nan quietly repeats the invitation and considers the hidden observer behind it, then vows to uncover that person's identity as he begins his next investigation.